What's up guys, my name is Avi, and in today's video we're talking about the Fimi Palm. This is made by a company called Xiaomi, and if you guys don't already know, Xiaomi is the 4th largest smartphone manufacturer in the world. They're a Chinese company and they make a lot of great stuff. Okay, so let's jump right into it, and before I get started on the specs, let's check out some footage. This footage is unedited, straight out of camera. It's in the f-log profile, and we're just looking to see exactly what we're going to capture first time we use it. Be sure to hit the like button, subscribe to the channel, and leave a comment below if you have any questions. Okay guys, so this is the actual device that you get in the box. It's a pretty compact unit, weighs in at just 120 grams, but because it's so compact, it does feel very dense. It's made from premium plastic. Now the first time that you actually use this device, you want to go to Fimi's website right here, and you want to upgrade the firmware on this guy. Okay, on the front of the device there's a microphone, the record button, LED light, joystick is also a button. There's a screen, of course. On the back there's a 1/4 inch thread mount. Then there's a microphone here as well. On the side you're going to find the micro SD card slot and a lanyard mount. On the other side is where you charge it with the USB-C and the gimbal and the camera. Let's pop this off. Let's power it up. Calibration check. Good, looks good. So the menu system, as you can see here, is pretty straightforward. So you tap the top left side to get your resolution settings. Swipe down from the top, you can change the gimbal mode. So you just tap to change it. So let's see here, it's got the follow mode. So anywhere I tilt it, if you can see that, moves. Then there's the FPV mode. Then there's a pitch lock mode, so it stays locked in the position. Then there's a gimbal lock, wherever I twist it, it does not move. Alright, it's got Wi-Fi, ultra wide, narrow, super scope, camera settings, gimbal settings. You can adjust your joystick speed here, and the follow speed, calibration, and you can adjust the horizon. So let's talk about the camera. The camera quality, is it good, and should you get this? It's super wide at 128 degrees field of view. Obviously the footage is stabilized because of the gimbal, and with the battery life you can probably look at, I think, 240 minutes in 1080, and I don't know how much in 4K. So you can just swipe on the screen to change panorama, time-lapse, slow motion, video. The frame rate is 4K 24, 4K 30. One thing to note is that any frame rate other than 24 frames does crop in just a little bit, so that's a bummer. I wish they'd fix that on the next firmware upgrade. Another cool feature in the Fimi Palm is the face tracking. You double tap the screen, a little face comes up, and it tracks. Basically, it just follows when it finds a face, it stays on that face. Then you double tap to turn that off. Now here's some footage from that. This is face tracking. And it does allow you to shoot in f-log. Okay, some other useful features on this. Let's just say the gimbal does not center properly. 2 taps on the record button to readjust that. 3 taps on the record button to spin it around to you, and 3 taps to go back. Another cool feature is when you turn the gimbal off, it adjusts itself to the closed position, so you can slip the cap on. You can get 2.7K 60 frames if you want in slow motion, but it is going to be cropped a little bit. There's also built-in slow motion at 4 times and 8 times slow motion. Here's a sample of that right now. Be sure to hit the like button, subscribe to the channel, and leave a comment below if you have any questions. So I probably wouldn't be using the built-in slow motion because the quality is definitely not the greatest. It does have a time-lapse mode and a motion time-lapse mode that you can set the points. Here's a sample of that right now. And record mode is H.265, so that's pretty decent. Also, you can pick up these ND filters that work with the DJI OSMO Pocket, and these are ND polarized filters, and they work just like how they work on the Pocket. It's magnetic. Just drop it on, then you adjust, and that would help with the shutter speed and the motion blur to give you the more cinematic look. So let's see how this looks. I'm going to test this out now actually and come back and film the rest of this video. Okay, so in conclusion, my opinion of this is if you're not getting started, it's a really useful device. Because it's so tiny, it's easy to keep with you wherever you go, and in the event that you need to shoot something, you can just pull this out. You don't have to have a whole kit with you. Now, some of the issues I did notice was that this was placed in an awkward position. It would have been better if this was at the bottom or even lower down, because when you mount a plate on this sometimes, the gimbal will definitely hit that. You can definitely figure out a workaround for this. I use a GoPro adapter. Where is it? Screw it up on this guy. To get that out of the way, it does not hit, as you can see. It does not hit. Another thing that I did notice, a good thing, is that the thread mount is actually metal, so that's good. You know that that won't wear out over time. And overall, yeah, I can definitely recommend this, especially for the price point. This comes in at $299 Canadian, and I will definitely keep this in my bag for supplementary footage, especially for that motion time lapse. That's my favorite feature on this. Because I'm using my Sony as my A cam, I don't have time to set up my Sony to do a time lapse, because then I won't be able to shoot while it's doing a time lapse. So I can set this up, do the motion time lapse while I focus on other shots with my Sony. So this is definitely staying in my bag. Alright guys, thanks for watching the video. If you like the video, please hit the like button, subscribe to the channel. Thanks for watching.